Alright, welcome back guys. In today's video we're going to be doing a full in-depth review of this new 2023 Rivian R1S adventure package. It's a brand new car, has less than 100 miles on it, so let's get right into the review. Let's go. Alright, aside from being a beautiful car, I mean, these oval headlights are so unique, you know, can't get this anywhere else. So aside from being a beautiful car, it has a lot of storage and is really versatile. So this hood is pretty long, and when you're driving it, you can see the front of it. For some people that might not be that good, but for me, I like it. So if you go down here, you could open up the front trunk. Opens up just like that. And then you have 11.1 cubic feet of storage right here, which is a lot of storage. You could fit a small person in here. It's pretty big. And then there's also a drain plug, which I'll get into later, that you could put ice and all kinds of drinks and have like a little party here and drain the water. Some little touches that Rivian does that you wouldn't think are pretty necessary, but then you find out that they are. So a little exterior walk around, 21-inch wheels, Pirelli wheels. It's a little longer than a Range Rover, and the boxy design is something that people I think would like. I mean, I personally like it. It makes it feel pretty modern and sleek. Let's get right into it. I'll show you guys the trunk, then we'll get into the interior. But this is just the exterior of it. I'm personally a big fan of it, with all like the little designs and everything. Especially the wheels. The wheels look amazing. And the wheels have an air cap here, an aerodynamic cap that you could pop off, and then this you could get like an additional package. So yeah, let's dive right into it. Alright guys, so here's the interior of the Frunk. Here you have the windshield washer fluid that you can refill. You have storage here, and you have this that folds down, and this is the space normally. Then, you know, if you want extra space, fold it up. There's a little magnet that attaches up to here, really flush. Here's the charging cable and all the storage. 11.1 cubic feet of storage down here. Then over here you have a drain cap that you could plug or you could remove if you want to put in drinks or anything like that, which is pretty cool. Some unique things that Rivian did, and have not yet to try it, but you know, in the future we will. Let's put this down and close the Frunk down here. Look at how beautiful that closes. So nice and clean. All right, let's dive right into the inside of the car. All right guys, so getting into this car, really spacious, really comfortable. I have a lot of room to move, and I have a lot of adjustments on my seats, just like a traditional car. So really quiet in here without anything playing. It's almost scary. Anyway, so I'm 5'8". I'm pretty average height, I would think, for a male. And the ceiling is about 2 heads above me. So I think there's like crazy amount of headroom, which is kind of nice. And then for a 7-seater family SUV, you know, picks up 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, 3.1 seconds or something like that. It's got a lot of storage, you know, being 10 inches bigger than a Range Rover, which is just nuts for Rivian. Fully electric car, you know, 320 miles of range on a full charge. And just for a 7-seater family SUV, you don't get that anywhere. Tesla's Model X, you get the technology, the Tesla technology, but you don't get the Rivian comfort and luxury. That's just something that Rivian does great. So let me show you guys the interior of this car. All right, so walking up to the car, really nice flush design. You have these handles that stick out. You just pull it and it opens the doors. These seats are really nicely designed. We got the black color, and even in just solid black, it comes with these nice stitching and color, two-tone color with the yellow accents and the headrest up here. I personally love the touches that they put in this. These seats are heated and ventilated. Mats, pretty nice mats. Fits the whole design of it. Let's go to the back really quick, check out the back. This door is massive, the biggest door I've ever seen in the back of an SUV. You got storage here, got the seats back here, a lot of space, and you have this touchscreen over here to control the climate. And then it has a third row, pull it up later. A lot of trunk space as well. And of course you got the Rivian logo here. Let's jump right into the car and I'll show you guys around on the inside and all the space and everything like that. So sitting in the driver's seat, you have your heads-up, or not heads-up display, my bad. You have your dash here with all of your different information. You have park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then over here, this little left area, little left part of the UI. If I hold down the left D-pad here, I have the tire pressure, then I have the battery efficiency, then finally this map, which is probably the most desirable thing. It's right there. And then over here on the right side of the steering wheel, you have the gear shifter, as in most traditional EVs. And if I want, I could hold the brakes, and it says ready on the screen. push down into drive, and then up, reverse. Then over here you get your 360 view camera. You have your rear view screen, and also with this button over here, you can change it to your front view. A lot of cameras in this car, but this bird's eye view is just something that I personally love the most. And with an EV, you have the regen braking. So even though my foot, if I could show you guys here, my foot is off of the brake, it doesn't move at all. And then if I put some gas on it, it'll start moving. Let me just do that really quick. Here you guys can see, turn it around, you can see the trajectory lines moving. Then I can reverse it pretty smoothly, pretty nicely. And yeah, then if I slowly let my foot off of the accelerator, it'll slowly come to a stop. Then over here, shift down into drive. As you can see on the screen, it has the H for the hold, since you know it has the regen braking. Then go into drive, move forward a little bit, and perfect acceleration, nice and quiet. Let off of the accelerator a little bit, and then it comes to a nice complete stop. And over here, the heads up, or the dashboard, or the dash, it has like the Tesla UI. So like there's cars when you're driving and stuff, and there's people and you know little stuff like that for the autonomous experience and autonomous driving. And I must say, driving this car on the highway going 70 miles per hour with the auto drive engaged is crazy. It keeps you in lane, keeps you up to speed really well. Let's put this car into park, then show you some more features. Alright guys, so I reviewed the inside, the back, and the front, covered a lot of the details. So with the lack of a glove box that this car doesn't have, unfortunately, there comes with a lot of other storage. So it starts out over here where you have an adjustable little space over here in the door, which is pretty nice because you can fold in and access all your stuff. Then if we go inside, each of these seats has a little compartment down here. Put your registration down here, insurance and everything like that. Both of the seats have that, you know. Pretty nice touch from Rivian, considering the bold move of not having a glove box. But what are you gonna do about it? We have two wireless charging pads here, so it makes one big one, and then a little space over here to put a phone or anything like that. Then down here in the glove box, we have a very deep glove box. About half of my arm fits in here. A lot of extra space, and you have all this extra storage down here. You have a speaker, which sounds pretty good. Sounds like a nice JBL speaker. Let's put that back. Nice little Rivian touch, being a camping geared car. And over here, if you go to the door, it's a little Easter egg. You have yourself a 1000 lumens flashlight, and this thing gets pretty freaking bright. You can't tell from the camera, but this thing lights up trees in the night with no problem. This little Rivian pattern over here. So without further ado, let's check the trunk, check all that space out. Going around to the back side, we have a nice trunk, you know, with the Rivian logo. So there's a button down here to open the tailgate, and you could also control it within the app, the Rivian app, pretty nicely integrated. Little button down here to fold it down. It's on the bottom, just like a pickup truck. And apparently, allegedly, they stole this from BMW, and BMW is a little under heat from that. So over here, my bad, on the bottom over here, we have one pack here that has an air compressor, because as many of you guys may know, Rivian has an air compressor built into their car, so you can pump up your tires or your bike tires or basketball, whatever. There's an air compressor down there. This is an air compressor cable, and then you have yourself a first aid kit, and then there's more room below this, you know, to fit a spare, just like a traditional car. And let's put this back. So with this car, with the seats folded down and those seats folded down, you fold it down right here, press the button, and then it folds, press the other button, and then it folds down. Oh, it got a little stuck. So I just have to put down the front seat. This fits flush against here, so you won't have a little bump, and then there's literally enough room to fit a mattress in here, which is kind of crazy to me that you could literally just fit a mattress in here and go camping. So put this down a little bit, have that nicely put away. Then over here, next to the seat folding buttons, you have a 1500 watt outlet next to a regular, you know, DC outlet. And having an outlet in here inside of a vehicle is just surreal to me. So folding this up, and over here you could press the button up here, or you could control it through the app, because everyone nowadays likes to control everything through their smartphones. Really convenient. So yeah, that's pretty much the interior of the car. Really spacious, a lot of room. Easily could fit, you know, parties of 7 to 10 maybe in here. I'll fold up this side to show you guys. So over here you have a decent amount of room. Okay, so I adjusted the front or the second row so I could fit into the back how you traditionally would into a car. Honestly, like, I have a decent amount of room, and in the headroom in the third row especially is just wild. There's so much headroom throughout this whole cabin. Have a decent amount of space. The leg room is okay. If I pull the seat back, that's like a normal distance that someone would be sitting. It's actually pretty decent for a third row, but obviously the third row is going to be the tightest. And Rivian even thought about the third row, and they added nice cup holders here, speakers here, and they added a vent here. The one complaint I have about the third row is not having a USB-C port here. All right, guys, so this is another day, but I'm continuing the review because I actually discovered this hidden compartment in the back row. There's actually a fold-up compartment with storage inside and a USB-C outlet with a cup holder, and I just completely missed that when I was originally reviewing it. Let's check out the front over there, and I'll show you guys all the features that this car has to offer technology-wise. Infotainment system in this car is pretty nice. I personally enjoy it. I like the UI, and I'm all about UI and simplicity. So when it comes to the UI, you have your climate control here. You have all kinds of things. You have heated and ventilated seats, and your controls are right here. You have a heated steering wheel. You have the fans. Over here, you could control like the vents and the air where it goes, just like a Tesla. If you guys are familiar with that, everyone's familiar with a Tesla. You have a really nice responsive map. I personally think that this map is one of the best in the market when it comes to UI on a vehicle. You have your Spotify. You have all your controls. And the UI, again, is just amazing. Then you have over here, this is the really cool part, and Rivian's all-purpose suspension and everything you could control. There's a sport mode, conserve mode, snow mode, off-road, and towing. So with the sport mode, it lowers the suspension. This has adjustable air suspension, so it lowers it to about 9.5 inches or something like that. And then the all-purpose, you could customize it yourself, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Over here, you have all the controls to the car. I have the back door open over there, so over here it has it on the little screen. And you can adjust your mirrors and your steering wheel. You can fold the mirrors when you park it, lock the passenger windows, and then there's a car wash mode. So when you're going to like a car wash, you don't want any of that stuff getting wet. So all your stuff will be nice and safe, and all your electronics won't get wet. You can open the hood, open the charge port from here, and then the light controls. You have the display brightness here. You can adjust that, or you can make auto. I like to keep everything on auto. There's a camping mode, which is kind of crazy with this car. So if you're in a campsite, you could have camp courtesy, which means that it'll dim the lights to make them really dim or dark completely out in the front, and then you won't bother anyone else around you. You have your floodlights. You could turn them on and off. And if you want to sleep in this cabin, because it's meant for sleeping, if you take down the second and the third row, you have your energy use, and it can stay off, normal, or stay on, which means that it'll cool you down, you know, keep it at a stable temperature. And this feature is kind of crazy with Rivian. I can't demonstrate this to you guys because there's no like uneven surfaces around here, but you could level the SUV, which means that if you're on a ledge, it'll level the inside cabin so that it's flat and parallel to the ground so you could sleep. Because I know camping, I personally went camping before, and it's kind of tiring. So over here, you have your phone, you have gear guard, you have energy cameras. Go to cameras, you have the front view, and then you have the back view. You can have these on while you're driving. And then the energy here, I have 180 miles left on this, on the 59% charge, and this is, I'm pretty sure, the larger battery pack. You get the smaller battery pack, which has 260 miles, I believe, and then the larger battery pack, which has 320 miles of capacity. Then I think Rivian's coming out with a max pack. It's a lot of miles. And then gear guard, this is similar to the Sentry mode on Teslas. You have basically this little, I don't know if this is the little gear guard, and you could record any incidents that happen or anything you want to record, such as accidents. It's basically just like cameras all around the car, and then it's a nice safety feature to have. I'll show you guys the adjustable suspension. I personally think that's the coolest part of this car.